Are you ready to make the fluffiest pancakes? Hi, I'm Bella. I'm the social media manager at Maiden, and today I'm going to show you how to make my fluffiest pancakes. These are not going to be any of that flat, rubbery bullshit that you get in a roadside diner. They're going to be crisp on the outside, fluffy in the middle, and stacked super high. I've got a few tips that are going to help you get there. So we're going to start by just mixing our dry ingredients. I'm just going to go in with some AP flour. I've got a little bit of granulated sugar that's going to help with color and flavor. Some salt. And then this is the first key step. I'm going to make sure to use both baking soda and baking powder. And the reason for that is I want maximum leavening action. I want these to be super fluffy and airy. So baking soda is going to be one leavener that activates when it meets acid. And baking powder is going to be a double acting leavener. It reacts once when you mix it with liquid and once when it hits heat. So I'm going to add a little bit of both. Now I'm going to grab my whisk. I'm going to go ahead and just whisk together our dry ingredients. We just want them to be fully incorporated so that they're evenly mixed before we start adding the wet ingredients. I like to take the little bowl that I used for the flour and create a well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add buttermilk. It's a little bit thicker than milk, contains acid, which is gonna help activate that baking soda. And when they mix, it's gonna produce carbon dioxide, which is bubbles. That's what we're looking for. And then I just have a little bit of melted and slightly cooled butter here and 1 egg. And I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly beat that so that it incorporates a little bit easier. This is the next key step. I wanna be sure not to overmix this. I actually wanna leave the batter quite lumpy. Those lumps are not gonna show up in your final pancake, but if I overmix it, I'm gonna beat out a lot of those bubbles that I'm working to create, which is gonna make a nice fluffy texture. We're basically just looking to make sure that no dry pockets remain. The next step is gonna be preheating our griddle. Heat control is gonna be really important here. This is not like a set it and forget it situation. This range is super powerful, so for me it's like a medium low, but when I'm making pancakes at home, it's more like a medium high. The reason I like that is because that initial burst of heat is gonna create a bunch of bubbles and it's gonna give me a higher rise on my pancake. But after that, I don't want it to get too crazy, too much color on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and lower it. Carbon steel is super great for this purpose because it's really heat responsive. I'm gonna be using a neutral oil. You can use grapeseed, canola, vegetable, whatever works. You really wanna use an oil for cooking and a butter for serving. If you cook these with butter, it's actually gonna make the surface of the pancake like a spotty, uneven brown, and oil will give us a nice, even color. And then I like to kind of wipe it back with a paper towel. Be safe, use some tongs for this. You know how the first pancake is always kind of a flop? You're like still figuring it out, you don't know what your heat settings are yet. My philosophy is why waste a perfectly good pancake? So instead, I like to take a little teaspoon and just make a little mini pancake. And that's gonna give me a good sense of how hot my griddle is, how quickly color is developing on the surface, and how long it's gonna take to flip it. I also like this mini pancake because it makes it quite obvious how good of a rise I'm getting on this. It's basically doubled in size already. So that's a good sign that we're gonna have some really fluffy pancakes. It looks good, it looks fluffy. It's given me a good idea of how long it's gonna take to cook my pancakes. So I'm feeling ready to go. So I've dropped a couple pancakes. Notice I am not gonna like spread these out or try to make sure they're super round. No one cares. It doesn't matter. Release yourself from the need to make these round. I wanna just let gravity do the work. It's gonna spread out on its own. And really, I want as much height as possible, so I'm not gonna purposely try to thin them out or anything. While those are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and warm up some maple syrup. I don't wanna pour a bunch of cold maple syrup on a gorgeous hot pancake. So I like to do that in my little butter warmer here. And I'll just have that simmering on low, so it's ready to serve when all the pancakes are done. So my bubbles are working, they're starting to slow down a little bit, I have nice color. And my next tip is gonna be to make sure you flip them gently. You might see in movies and stuff, and like diners, they're like smacking them down on the griddle. I really don't wanna do that because I spent all of this work getting all of these gorgeous little bubbles in there. I don't wanna deflate them. So I'm gonna be really gentle. I like a fish spatula. It's one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. It's super thin and flexible, and it helps me get a nice, nimble little flip. And if you get a little spread on the batter, just push it right back in. And you can kind of see they're really like rising quite a lot. They'll get pretty puffy in the middle. A nice golden brown, even color. I've lowered the heat now. I've gotten the color I want, and I wanna make sure they're set all the way through. And keeping an eye on the sides, you'll see they'll look wet for quite a while, and once they have fully dried out, that's a good indication that the center is cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead, take these off. They have a nice, even golden brown color. I like to keep a warm oven going so I can pop them in there. That way the first pancake I made is just as warm as the last. All right, my pancakes are done and I'm gonna build a stack. So these have been in an oven. It's at 180 degrees. If you don't have like a warm setting on your oven, just turn it as low as it'll go. It'll usually be somewhere in that range. Okay, to build this stack, I like to stack them ugliest to prettiest, even though they're all gorgeous. Whenever I make this at home, I like to just make one really tall stack. There's nothing as satisfying as slicing through that thick, fluffy stack of flapjacks. A lot more fun than having two little shorter stacks. Okay, we got a little butter on there. Now I'm gonna go in with that warm syrup that I had on the stove. This is a no judgment zone for however much syrup you like. I like a moderate amount. All right, these look great. I've gotta get in here. They're so fluffy, I can't even cut them all at once. Look at that. These are so fluffy, crisp, and delicious. I'm Bella, and these have been my tips on how to make the fluffiest pancakes. If you give them a try, please let me know how it went for you in the comments.